Very good morning, students. In today's class, we are going to learn about the two different processors. One is the fixed point digital signal processor, and the other one is the floating point digital signal processor. So, in this video, we are going to learn about the architecture of this fixed point and floating point digital signal processor. So, let us start with the basic architecture of the fixed point processor, which is TMS C320C54X family. So this block diagram represents the architecture of a fixed point digital signal processor TMS320C54X family. And as you can see in the block diagram, it has got input output devices and arithmetic and logic unit and MAC, that is the multiplier and the accumulator unit, and additionally the shift unit, and we have separate program memory and data memory as it is following the Hubbard architecture, and we have separately the address generator and the program generator and program control unit, which is going to be the heart of this digital signal processor. And also we have additionally the data memory address buses, two data memory address buses, which is used to access the data memory of the address generator, and also we have got two additional data buses which can be used to access the data from the data memory, and two program memory address buses which is to access the data to and from the program memory. So let me explain the architecture of this TMS320C54XX fixed point DSP architecture. So this architecture, it is going to support 16-bit data, and it is having an on-chip program memory and data memory, and it is of various sizes and configurations. And also it includes the RAM, random access memory, and the program access memory, program read-only memory, which is used for program code, instruction, and data. And as we have seen in the block diagram, it has got 4 data buses and 4 address buses, which are used to accommodate the work with respect to the data memory and the program memory. And also this address and the program memory, it is responsible for fetching the instructions from the memory. And as you can observe, we have data address buses C and D, where you can fetch the data from the data memory, and we have got memory data, where you can which can be used for moving the data into the data memory. And in addition to that, this memory data bus can access the input output devices, and also the computational units such as arithmetic and logic unit, MAC unit, and shift unit. So this arithmetic and logic unit can fetch data from the C, D, and E data buses, and it can access it. And also this processor has got two independent 40-bit accumulators which are able to accumulate the 40-bit addition operation. And also whenever you are doing a multiplication, you can make use of this MAC, that is multiplier and accumulator, which can fetch the data from the C data memory and the D data memory, and it can write data via the E data bus, and it is capable of operating 17-bit by 17-bit multiplication. And additionally, as we have seen in the block diagram, it has got 40-bit shifter, and it is having the capability of accessing the data from the MAC, and it allows all possible shifts, that is like scaling. So based on the output, we can scale the output to a particular data by using the shifters. And this particular scaling operation, it is performed when you are going to represent the data in the queue format. And the program control unit, as you know, it is fetching the instructions from the program memory address, and it will control the memory, and once the instruction is executed, we can find the output is, that is the register, it will have some output which will be stored in the program memory address bus. And also in order to speed up the memory addresses, we have got two address generator. One is responsible for the program address and another one is for the data address. And as I have told, it is going to follow the Hubbard architecture where the several instructions will be operated at the same time, and thereby we can increase the speed of the processor. And if you see the processor speed, it is offering 40 million instructions sets per second. So next let us we are learning about the architecture of the floating point digital signal processor, which is TMS320C 3X processor. So as you are observing in the block diagram, it has got the control processing unit, central processing unit, CPU, and the direct memory address generator, which is the address generator, and the control registers will be available here. And also you have control over this CPU, and you can observe there are separate program memory and the data memory, so that we can access the data from the data memory as well as the program, that is the instructions from the program memory, which is named as program cache here. So let me explain the architecture of this floating point processor. So this TMS320C C3X family, it consists of 32-bit single chip floating point processor, which is going to support both the integer and the floating point operations. And also it has got a large memory space, and it is capable of accessing the dual chip memory at a time. And also we have got a program memory which is used to enhance the execution of some commonly used codes. And it is similar to the fixed point processor, and it is having the Hubbard architecture. And there also exists some memory buses and databases for the data memory access for concurrent I/O and CPU operations, and peripheral access such as serial I ports, input output ports, memory expansion, and an external clock. And if you observe the CPU, it is having very high speed, that is it is capable of doing that high speed with the help of this arithmetic on logic unit, which is capable of operating both the integer and the floating point data. And also it has got a 32-bit barrel shifter, which is used to scale down or scale up the input and the output datas. And also it has got some internal buses and a CPU register, and we have a dedicated auxiliary register arithmetic units, which is named as ARAUs. And also we have a MAC unit, which is capable of operating multiplications on 24-bit integers as well as 32-bit floating point numbers. And whenever you are doing some parallel instructions, you can see that the ALU is going to help us in doing that multiplication process, and also it will cost a single cycle, which means that the multiplication and addition are equally fast, that is with the same speed we are going to do both the multiplication and the addition operation. And this ARAU register, whatever we have discussed here, that is the dedicated auxiliary register arithmetic unit, will help you in doing all this calculation part. And also this ARAU supports addressing modes, in which some of them are specific, such as circular buffering, and it can be used for the bit reversal buffering also. And mostly this kind of addressing will be using in digital filtering and in FFT operations. And also this CPU offers 28 registers which can be operated on the multiplier as well as the arithmetic and logic unit. And also it is having some special functions of the registers, include 8 extended 40-bit precision registers for maintaining the accuracy of the floating point results. And also we have 8 auxiliary registers, and this can be used for addressing an integer arithmetic process. And these registers will provide internal memory of internal variables, such as to allow performance of arithmetic registers. And also with the help of all these registers, we are able to see that we can increase the speed, and also the dynamic range can be increased with the help of the increase in the memory size. And also this algorithm, whatever it offers the implementation of DSP algorithm without worrying about the problems such as overflow and coefficient quantization. That is, we are no need to worry about the overflow and the underflow, since we are able to implement all the DSP algorithm with the help of this particular processor. And also if you observe, it has got three floating point formats. It is supporting all the three floating point formats, such as the first one, it supports 16-bit floating point format, which consists of 4 exponent bits, 1 sign bit, and the 11 mantissa bits. And also it is supporting a single precision format, which consists of 32 bits, 8 exponent bit, 1 sign bit, and 23 fraction bits. And the third floating point format, what it is going to support is your 40-bit extended precision format, which has got 8 exponent bits, 1 sign bit, and 32 fraction bits. And this processor, it is offering a very high speed performance with 30 nanosecond single cycle instruction, which is equivalent to 16.7 MIPS. And if you observe the for speech quality applications and all, which is having 8 kilohertz sampling rate, we can it can handle 200 cycle instructions between two samples. And we can say that this floating point processor, it is providing a high speed which is very much needed for all DSP operations.